Before we get into it, I just wanted to talk to you, the viewer, about the sub goal that I've set for myself this year. I want to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and according to my YouTube analytics, just under 3/4 of you aren't subscribed when you watch my videos. So if you could please click subscribe and help me get there, that would be so very much appreciated. If you don't watch my videos, that's fine, but it would help other people who want to watch my videos come and see my channel because it helps me up in the algorithm. Thank you guys. Let's get into it. Hey guys, my name's Zero, and thanks for taking time out of your day to come and watch another one of my videos as we circle it back to air, and boy is this video a treat for you guys. We are playing one of, actually no, probably my favorite ever Russian planes in the tech tree, the Yak-3. This I have no words to describe this other than disgusting, filthy, uh, an absolute monster. So a few words to describe this, I guess, but you know, you get what I'm saying. I don't need to explain anything, but you know what? Here we are. This is battle rating 4.3, rank 3, I believe. I think it is rank 3 of the Russian tech tree in the Yak line that is on the far left. Yeah, this thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's plain on easy mode. Basically, I would very strongly recommend that you pick this up and you play this vehicle if you're wanting to grind through ranks 2, 3, and 4 super quickly. At some point, I will be doing other videos. I have absolutely no idea when on the Russian plane to be able to grind through to get you through the ranks. I was thinking of doing a series of videos in which it is my opinion on like what the best vehicle to grind from each rank is for each nation. So let me know if that's something you want to see. But enough yap. I would like to talk about, though, enough yap about the video series. I would like to talk about my university schedule. Um, I mean, I'll still be able to play War Thunder. This video is actually kind of quick because it was super easy to get footage for this thing. I mean, like ridiculously easy to get footage for this thing. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say, but with university, uh, documents are going to need to get tight. Um, Time is going to need to be spent on like typing things up. There's probably going to be like 2 hours a week dedicated to streams, which will most likely be on Sunday. But yes, as for now, for the foreseeable future, I mean, it would be a great help if you were to tell me what kind of vehicles you want to see. Um, I have a couple of grand vehicles lined up for even more premium packs that Rose Valentine has bought me that I want to go through and that I know that she would like to see me go through. And so those would be queued up for the next tank battles that are on the way. But for now, if I could get some suggestions for aircraft, I know someone said the F2 Sabre, which again, I'm more than happy to make a video on, but I don't want it to pop up too frequently because that gets kind of boring for you guys. And the MiG-15 BIS, which I haven't actually researched yet, so there's no way that it's going to be spaded yet. So I'm going to need a little bit more time for myself to be able to do that. But anyway, let's move on to the Yak-3. I mean, this thing's flight performance is just like indescribable. Like it feels good when it's stock, and it feels even better when it's spaded. It's very lightweight. You can feel how light it is in the wings, and that's because the wings and rear fuselage are actually made out of wood. The only metal parts are in the nose. I mean, obviously, other than the engine, but you know, the engine cowling is made out of metal. So you're going to have a little bit of weight, but that's okay. You want to carry your plane up, but you can definitely see it in the way that I'm flying. I'm not turning like a Zero or a Spitfire, but I'm turning. Those are some very tight turns, and it is really, really, really easy to be able to just complete those turns and get behind people super, super quickly. And on top of that, on top of this plane's fuselage characteristics, it also has an absolute monster engine for the battle rating that will carry it up and away into the clouds very, very early on in the match. Again, even when stock, this thing's engine is a little bit crazy. Yeah, I would want to play this thing out any time of the day, week, month, year, and so on and so forth. Maybe the century is a little bit too much of a stretch, but I'll leave the bad jokes on and continue on with the video. So, what else does this vehicle have to offer? Well, you can pretty much do a lot of things with this. It doesn't have a lot of stall control with the flaps up. But notice how I said with the flaps up. If you put the flaps down, there's quite a lot of lift and it actually gets quite a lot of stall control, as you will see later on in a clip inside this video. But what else can this thing do? Well, I mean, it can roll, as you can see. It can turn quite quickly. It's reasonably fast, but that is a weakness that I will get to in just a second after I finish covering all the pros. Because another pro that you get are the singular 20 mil and 2 Russian 50s in the nose. These guns will absolutely piece apart any vehicle that you come across, whether it's fighters or bombers. I mean, like you just saw with that J-22B, that was a singular burst in his fuselage, and he turned into a flaming fireball. Yeah, there's like any comments that I could give on this plane are just it's a lot of praise. I think was said in one of the chats in a game that you're going to see later on. The Yak-9 is a fun challenge. The Yak-3 is just unfair. And I would probably say that they're right in saying that, because this thing feels absolutely criminal to fly. You can fight pretty much everything. But the only weakness that you have would be the fact that you are very unstable with an airframe, meaning that if you take any damage, you will lose a lot of your performance very quickly. And you might say, well, yes, obviously, you know, anything that's damaged loses its performance. Well, you might have seen in a few other videos that I have been able to make it back to the runway on one wing and even gain altitude again. This thing will not do that. Even if you level out, you will continue to lose altitude, even if the engine is untouched at 100% power, so on and so forth. You're not going to gain altitude. You will go into the ground. So that is one thing to watch out for. But the main weakness of this plane would be its incredibly low rip speed. You start hearing the sound bite of the wind rushing past your cockpit when you get to about 630 kilometers an hour, whatever that is in miles per hour or knots. I have absolutely no idea, but if you do the conversion and put it in the comments for other people to see, then that is just fine by me. But whatever it is that you're measuring in, if it's around that, yes, you will rip. So if you're trying to figure out how to beat this thing, if you want to give yourself some more time, if you want to run away from it, then keep in mind that you will need to dive away, pick up your speed. If the Yak follows you and continues to follow you, he is dead. If he pulls off, if he slows himself down, then that is basically it. If you're faster than him and you can dust him, then maybe you'll climb. But if he really wants to follow you, then he will, and he probably will until he runs out of energy. Here's this clip that I'm talking about. We've dropped the flaps, and we get a stall shot. We get some extra time and some extra control, I guess, in the stall. And we're able to not only float behind this Corsair, but slot in right behind him with relative ease and just shoot him in the back. Slightly off topic, just wanted to comment on that flap extension. But here, yeah, that is basically the biggest weakness of this thing. As you can see, the head-ons are really potent. As we slapped the guy with that was very predictable in the chat, because it was. He pulled in last second. All I had to do was aim at his engine and squeeze the trigger. But yes, these shells will rock anything. This plane will rock pretty much anything. Doesn't mean you need to be careful. It's not easy mode as like you can turn your brain off unless you're a veteran. You still need to watch out for everything. You still need to be able to know when to run away, if that's the thing, because there are things that will catch you, like a corsair. It will follow you in a dive if you try to dive away, and it will not rip, whereas you will. You'll be forced to pull out of the dive. He will not be. So just be very careful and learn how to choose your fights and what direction to take your respective fights in. Other than that, though, there's not a whole lot to say with this vehicle. I mean, I feel like I've covered pretty much anything and everything. If I've missed something in the what's it called, the analysis of this vehicle, then feel free to put it in the comments. We're here to learn after all, and maybe hopefully be entertained, possibly. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do I recommend getting this? Absolutely. Like, it's just planes like that B-17 right there will hate to see you coming. Let's, enough yep, let's get on to the gameplay. And here we are in the first game. So we've just used the engine that I talked about to get ourselves to a very, very, very modest altitude, only kidding, of course, of 5k meters, and yet there are still people above us. So noticing this, well, it's an XP15 and J2M, two very fast climbers, and I'm already looking at them diving down on my 6 and wondering what I can do with them. This XP50 was talking in the chat, so he was pretty vocal. Looks like he's pretty sure of himself. Very confident too, I must say. I can't remember what he said in the chat. You might see it in a bit here if I bring it up. But he is going to be catching me for a little bit, and then he decides to put it into a climb. So I gain speed in increments, and he decides to put it into altitude. Now I see a friendly coming in from the right, and I'm going to slightly turn away to the left while watching this J2M, because if I engage this XP50 right now, this J2M is going to team up, and, well, it's going to be a 2v1, and that's not going to be very good. Now, this XP50 does something that puzzles me quite a little bit. He breaks off. He goes straight, like he flies away from it. I don't know. Like, I don't know whether he's setting me up so I can go onto his 6, like, for the J2M or not, or anything. Maybe he went AFK because his mum called him out to take the bins out or something. No, never mind. He turns back in. He dips underneath me, fire off a shot. We get a hit on him only. Still watching the J2M, but we decide to level out for a little bit and keep our speed just in case the J2M dives. Here he comes, but we've got to turn back into the direction of the XP50 to dodge both. J2M actually pulls out of the dive at the last second because I think I made the angle awkward for him, and a P51D comes in. So now we are at a 3v1 at altitude, and right now all I can really do is stay on the XP50's wingtip to keep him rolling and keep him out of those guns, because he does not, or keep out of his guns, because he does not roll very well at all. So what am I doing? I'm going to keep this going in a rate fight to see what's going on with the rest of the teammates that he had around. The J2M is being engaged by something that I couldn't see up high because this screen is really, really small. And the P51 is also being engaged by a Spitfire. Was it? No, 190. I think there was a Spitfire around at some point. Two 190s have helped. So one is engaging the J2M up high, and another one is engaging P51. But he dives towards me with the P51 on his 6 as I am turning away from the P51. So now I am forced to turn back into the P51 to try and get a shot in. We pull the trigger and we get a severe damage on his wing. That is going to hurt him. I think I took off his wing. No, I took out his engine. That's right. Because he's going to pull back in. He's not going to have any speed left. I think he tries to go for the Hail Mary shot. But yeah, we just slot in quite easily. We pull the trigger and we set him on fire. That's a done deal. He is out of the fight. We're going to turn our attention back to the XP50, who is diving back in on us. Why us? I have no idea. He's absolutely surrounded by my teammates, but he's picking up speed here and we're a lot slower. So we're going to wing over and we're going to get a nice comfy position on his 6 right here. Teammate has started shooting at him. He's got a couple of damage, but yeah, we kind of take that from our teammate a little bit, but whoops. Sorry, dude. Thanks for the content. I very much appreciate it. And then the J2M is still occupied up high, but I'm not going to waste time going for him. I'm going to go for this Spitfire that I thought I saw before. We're going to severe him. He's going to be our third kill of the match, and we're going to continue on downwards to try and dwindle these numbers, because there have been 3 planes in the enemy team on the deck that have just been constantly ground pounding and dwindling our tickets, and I would very much like to win this match, please. So we're going to fly above them. We're going to see who's in a prime position, who's setting themselves up for failure the most, and we're going to dive in. And it looks like this P-47. We literally tap fire and we take off his wing. There's not much he's going to be doing about that. And we spin back over to this P-61, who is going to look to go head on, but I'm not stupid. Those are for 20mm cannons, so I'm just going to go up and over. Going to watch out for his 50 cal turret, but teammate comes in and takes his wing off, and that is going to be the end of that match. Here are the rewards if you care. But we're going to move on to the next match, which is on, I'm not sure the name of the map. Had to think about that for a sec, but it didn't really work. We got a B-17. I would like to get a couple of shots into this B-17 so he doesn't still climb away. That's what we do. We crit him. We take off his wing. He's not doing too well because of that at all. He can get home on 1 engine, but I'm not sure if he can get home on 1 wing. That would take a very considerable amount of piloting. You got an FR1, who I thought all the way up until he flies directly underneath me was AFK, but you know, you never really know. He just kind of continues through and just allows me to get a free 6 position. He was not AFK. He was bobbing and weaving, and yeah, honestly, just the lack of a plan there makes my brain freeze every time I watch it. But anyway, that is a free kill there. I'm pretty sure the B-17 is going to go down in a bit, and we're going to continue on to the rest. There it is, B-17. We're going to continue on into the rest of the battle. And it is target prioritization time. Who do I go for next? I have a P-38 up high, I have a Spitfire, another P-38, and an F-4U engaging the friendly down on the deck. He has 4 people on him, all of them really, really low. So we're going to drop throttle to make sure we don't overspeed. We're going to be mindful of the other enemies that are considerably higher than we are. But we're going to try and take advantage of this monopoly that we have over these people, and we're going to drop down and try to see who we are able to get rid of. P-38 turns underneath us. I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for the Spitfire instead, because he is presenting a full broadside. Well, he was, and then he straightened out on a knife edge, but I still hit him anyway. If I had to turn in for that P-38, that Spitfire would have gotten a free 6 position, and so would have that Corsair probably. P-61 comes in. Same deal as last time. Not going to go head on with him. We just need to dodge the head on. He takes the dogfight, funnily enough. We're going to take him up on that dogfight. We will beat him every day of the week. He straightens out. For a P-61, that is a telltale sign that he is getting into the gunner. We're going to take a shot at him, and this is a mistake that we made. He sets us on fire. Thankfully, though, we make it back to the airfield, and yeah, the pilot returns home to say hello to his wife and kids. And we continue on to the next match, where we focus on a BV-155, even though there is a Key 61 behind us. Now, why not go for the Key 61? Because the Key 61 is at an altitude advantage, so the energy is equalized. He probably will outturn us, even though his engine isn't as good. And the BV-155 has given me a free 6 position. He was catching us initially. He is not catching us anymore. Our engine is vastly superior. We will dust him, and we are currently dusting him. The B-155 turns in. We get a couple of sparks on his fuselage. I'm not sure why. Those kind of like raked across his cockpit. I'm thinking, okay, I got to wrap this up as quickly as possible because Key 61's coming. He cuts inside of my loop, and if I continued that fight any further, I would have died. So instead, I'm going to just dive away, get my speed back, let the B-155 sit in his slow energy state, and we're going to turn away just to make sure that he has to turn even further to chase after me. And we're going to run away and let our teammates take the fight and set the terms of engagements for us so we can come in and third party when all the enemies are distracted. There's a P-47 that's going down to the deck. There is a Key 61 that we avoided at the start of the match. He is completely occupied. This is why we turn away and we just absolutely sail in behind him and hit a disgusting keyboard shot. We send him back to the hangar where he came from. And suddenly our team has the altitude advantage over everyone in the lobby except for this one Mustang, who we are going to come over and introduce ourselves to in just a second, unless he decides to turn and run away. Why he's doing this, I have absolutely no idea. I'm just a poor little Yak-3. Who am I kidding? Why am I making jokes? I have the whole of my friendly team behind us, but he turns back in. He kind of just commits himself to it, spraying the head on. Don't get anything, but that's fine. He just continues to commit to the head on. He follows the Yak, but I mean, there's not really much that he can do. It's kind of a done deal. He's gone underneath, and at this moment, it's just think of me hitting my shots, which I do. I get one spark again, but this is where you start to hear the wind whistling past, and so we have to pull out of the dive to slow ourselves down because we are chasing this guy all the way down to the deck. That is where the rest of the enemies are. We're going to slow ourselves down a bit, drop throttle to 0, and we are going to drop down on this P-47 because he is presenting a better angle than that P-51. But now that we've taken care of the P-47, we almost get rammed by our teammate as we pull in for the Mustang. But thankfully, we do not ram each other. And that's basically it. A21 comes in, but he gets cleaned up pretty hastily. And so it's me against this 0. We go in the head-on. He's the last guy in the team. And so what do? We have heaps of energy on this guy. We just dove in from an altitude. We're going to straighten out. We're going to get some distance, and we're going to take him into a gradual energy trap, gradually spiraling him up, staying out of his gun range. So it's as hard as possible for him to get shots on us. We have the energy to do this. He has the engine to hang with us, and also a much lighter airframe, considering he's pretty much entirely made out of wood. But at some point, he is going to run out of energy, considering that he was already at a low energy state and he had to pitch up after us. So we're going to go vertical. We're going to drop the flaps and use the rudder to execute a textbook hammerhead maneuver. And we're going to drop down on him, and we're going to get a firing solution in just a second here, which we do, and we squeeze the trigger. And again, only a spark, which is just absolutely fantastic. We turn into his direction, so he has to do another complete 180 to turn after us. And we're just going to try and make him lose as much speed as humanly possible because he needs speed to be able to continue the maneuver. He turns back in. He still has speed after diving. We are going to just leave. We are faster than him. Yeah, there is no point in turning with him. He is going to absolutely rinse me. As the guy said in the chat, bro is turn fighting a 0. Yes, I am. Or I was. I was playing energy. I was considering turn fighting him, and then common sense kicked in. I'm like, no, dude, that is a 0. What are you doing? You are absolutely nuts. And yes, 0. Yes, as I watched this, 0, you made the completely correct decision because you would be dead, and this clip probably would not be featured if you took that fight. So I say to my teammates, let me have this dogfight. It's for the content, because it is. I give only the best content, hopefully, to my viewers. And hopefully this is what you guys come here for. Hopefully this is what you guys sub for. Thank you again for the 400 subs, by the way. Thank you very, very much. Only 100 more to 500, which is a huge milestone for this channel. Thank you so much again. And we're going to say thank you to this A6M2. As we pull back in, we squeeze the trigger just for a thing of authority, but we end up taking off his wing. And so we don't end up getting a dogfight anyway. That will be the last kill of the match, and that will be the last match that I have to show you for today as the tickets tick down. And yeah, we start saying GG. Here are the rewards. If you really care, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.